we were speaking about getting a dog and stuff, and I was like, we can't really do that. And then I was like, do you know what, actually, like, I feel like I've outgrown this space. I feel like this space isn't giving me what I need it to give me, because I think something happened with like Max's days at work maybe, and I ended up only being able to go like 3 days a week, because obviously I couldn't get there by myself. I could, but then it'd take me, I think it took me like 3 hours in public transport. And
it's
I'm
quite
like,
restrictive, that, isn't it? You don't want
especially,
that.
I don't know how to say this, but like, I don't want to be commuting to work for a self-employed job. Do you know what I mean? For like 3 hours. If I got an Uber, it would cost me £18 and it would take me 15 minutes. Right? Because we go on the motorway. As soon as we go to the end of my street, it's the motorway. So, there. And then it's just right off the motorway. But, however, if I wanted to get public transport, I would have to get a tram to the centre of Manchester, another tram from Manchester to somewhere else, and then from there, get a bus. So it'd take me, all in all,
that's shocking.
3 hours. So I was like, I can't do
3 hours
that.
on the way there or round trip?
3 hours on the way there, because it'd take me like 40 minutes to town, but I'd let's say wait 10 minutes for a tram, 40 minutes to town, wait 10 minutes for a tram, and then it was like 40 minutes the opposite way. Then I'd have to get another one, and then I'd have to get a 40-minute bus or something like that.
Aren't you glad that I sent you that message?
So then, yeah, but we were close by this, but I don't think we'd really spoke that much.
I think we'd had our first meet up. And I think I remember you telling me about wanting a new space. And then I saw it and I thought this would be great for her. Yeah.
That was it. It was after the first meetup when we were speaking about that. And I was like, yeah, I'm maybe looking into somewhere else. I just don't really know what to do. Like, I can't really afford much, because things in the centre of Manchester is where all the art stuff is. So if that's where every
But it's expensive.
But it is expensive, yeah. And it was a commitment that I couldn't really afford yet. But like other places, like outside of Manchester, all the offices and studio spaces that I saw was like the same. It was very commercial, like,
yeah,
and like men in suits kind of offices.
You don't want that. I want to rock up in my trainers.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I got that message off you. I might have to see if I've got the message. Let's see what you put.
It probably was Instagram that I sent it to you. I don't think it would have been an email. It's very formal, isn't it?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so the 12th of August you messaged me saying, I've seen this place with a studio space. I thought you might like it. And then sent me the prices and then sent me a link. I was like, oh my God, thanks so much. I've just contacted them to see if they have availability. So I contacted them with the impression of being like, right, it's I can get there, I can walk there. It will take me an hour and a half to walk there, but I can walk there. I can also get the bus if I need to, and it's only one bus.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Exactly. So I was like, the environment seems really nice from the website. Like, I hope they have availability and how they have space. So I emailed, and it was like, I'm really sorry we've not got any availability at the minute. I was like, hi, like, that's okay. Like, here's my Instagram. Like, if you want to get in touch, like, when there is availability, if social media is better for you, but like, I'm fine with email as well. And then like 2 days later, it was like, something's just come up. You can come down and see it if you like. I've had other interest in it. And I was like, I'll be there tonight. Can I come tonight? It was like, yeah, I'm there. I'm there all day. So I rang Max and I was like, Max, we need to go somewhere after work. And he was like, oh, for fuck's sake, where are we going? And he was like, all right, studio space, that's fine. Let's take you. So I rang them up and I said, are you pet friendly? And he was like, yeah, we are for dogs, not cats. And I was like, okay, fair enough. He said, there are a few dogs here. He said, do you have a dog? And I was like, no. I was like, me and my boyfriend are looking into getting a dog, and
now you've got one.
Oh no, spoiler alert. And he was like, yeah, that sounds great. So I went down to view it, and it was amazing. It was a little bit smaller than the studio, well, the office that I was in. The new studio was, but
it's still a good space.
It's still a good space. It was just, it wasn't as long, so I think it was the same width, but I think it was like a foot less long.
Yeah.
But it had more like overhead storage and stuff.
It does, because you've got like quite big shelving space at the top. Yeah, so it's really good.
I don't know if the dates are right, but I went and viewed it in like the last week of August.
Yeah.
And then it was like, right, it'll be available. That was it. It was like, right, it'll be available the last week of September. It was like, but I won't charge you until the 1st of October. So then you've got a week to get settled in, in, paint it if you want to paint it, which I wanted to paint it. I painted it all pink.
It's beautiful, just so you know.
So yeah, so I got planned and I was getting everything prepared, and so I was like, right, I'm moving in on, let's say, pick a random date, the 26th of September. I was like, that's the day that I'm moving in. A week before, no, I tell a lie. Beginning of September, me and Max went to Cornwall. for a holiday. Me, Max and some of his family went to Cornwall for a holiday for a week. Before we went to Cornwall, there was this dog on the Dogs Trust website called Luna. And she was beautiful and she was perfect for us. The description was like just exactly what we needed. She was still quite young. She was like 18 months old, less than 18 months old. A little Staffordshire Bull Terrier with long legs and a little tiny little staffy head. And we was like, she has a little patch over her eye. And we was like, oh my God, look at Luna. And we were showing Max's mum, obviously. Like, if me and Max were to get a dog, it's not just us that we have to speak to. We have to speak to Max's mum. Max and Max's mum had a dog, but she passed away maybe like 5 years ago, maybe. Everything was still quite fresh with it. We spoke to Max's mum and was like, oh, look at Luna. And then she was like, oh, she's beautiful, isn't she? I was like, she is. And then went to Cornwall, and on our way down to Cornwall, I was like, should we have a look at Luna again on the website?
Yeah.
And we looked, and she was gone.
She was gone.
She was gone. She weren't on it. And me and Max were so sad. All the Cornwall holiday, we was like, Luna is gone. Like, I'm glad for her. I'm so happy she's got a new home. She's got a forever home and it'll be amazing for her. And I'm so happy for her. But I'm sad that it isn't us. Like, we felt this, like, connection to Luna. And we were like, oh. And then came back from Cornwall. And, like, a few days after, we was on our way driving me to the office. Because I was still at the office. Driving me back. And I was like, I'll have a look at Dogs Trust again. I was like, let's have a look. Because we'd had a conversation. So when we got back from Cornwall, we had a conversation with his mum because we felt so gutted about Luna. We was like,
we definitely want one.
We definitely do want a dog in the future. We're wondering if this is okay. And she was like, that's fine, but I need you to know it's not my dog. That's your responsibility as a couple. I won't, like, you cover vet bills, you pick up the poop.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah. And then on the Monday on our, and I was like, okay. And I went, and Max went, Roxanne, you have to fucking stop doing that while I'm driving.
Gasping.
I was like, guess who's back on the website? He was like, who? I was like, Luna's back.
So what was the story there?
He went, Luna's back. I was like, Luna's back. He went, what should we do? I was like, we can go and have a look at her. We can go and have a look. Because Dogs Trust are really good. So, like, if you go and view a dog and the dog doesn't
gel with you,
they'll be like, we don't really think it's a good fit.
Yeah.
They do have the dog's best intentions at heart. Yeah, I think that's the saying.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, no, fine, like, we're going to see her, like, that'll be fine. So this was, I think, maybe like a week or two. Yeah, it was a week before I was moving into the studio.
And you knew that it was pet friendly.
And I knew that it was pet friendly. I was like, in my mind, I was like, if we're going, like, if we can always apply, so you'd send off an application form, then they get in touch with you, and then you can go and view them. You have to view them a few times. View them, make it sound like a house. You have to meet them a few times. And then after that, they then decide whether you're a good fit or not. So I was like, we can always go and see her. Like, that's fine. Like, no harm in Max. No harm in just going and seeing her.
Yeah.
There's no harm in that.
But they always say that, and then when you see the dog that you want or the cat that you want,
exactly.
Honestly, it's love at first sight.
So on the Monday
it never is just seeing the dog.
Exactly. So on the Monday morning, I applied. I was like, I'm going to apply when I get to the office. And he was like, yeah, you may as well apply. 2 hours later, I got a phone call. We see that you're interested in Luna. Do you want to come and see her tonight? I was like,
it's like the studio
oh my
all over
God.
Again.
I was like, oh my God, I can't because Max is working dead late tonight. I was like, can you do after 7? She was like, no. I was like, what about tomorrow? I was like, can you do tomorrow? And she was like, yeah, we can do tomorrow. I'm thinking I can always, if me and Max, if I tell Max, because we hadn't had this conversation with Sue that we would, in the future, we would like to get a dog, but this was like 3 days.
Not tomorrow.
Yeah, literally not tomorrow. So I was like, right, so I'm thinking I can agree to the appointment to go and meet Luna, and then we can always cancel it if something happens. Do you know what I mean? At least we've got the appointment. But I was like, so what does this meeting mean? She was like, ideally, we need everybody in the household to meet Luna before you take her home. So whether that's 2 or 3 visits, we would like more than 1 visit, and we would like to get her home by the end of the week. And I'm thinking, I'm literally moving in my studio at the end of the week. What's going to happen? I have no idea what's going to happen. I was like, right, so everybody needs to meet. So I was speaking to Max's mum. I was like, right, so like, you need to meet her as well. When's best? So we ended up going. The first time we met her, we all met her together, and she came over like a little bundle of joy, like proper playing with us, and they was like, oh my God, like she's proper gelled with you, aren't she? And she was like, yeah. And we was giving her love, and was with her for like an hour and a half, and then we didn't want to let her go back, and they was like, right. And I was like, but she's ours though, isn't she? Me and Max kept, she's ours though, and they was like, well, as of right now, yes. We'll do another meeting, and then if that meeting goes well, you can take her home that night. So I was like, I don't want to obviously I'm not being naive. I want to know, she was on the website and then she was off the website. She was like, right. So she's got some medical conditions, and...
Did someone take her back?
So somebody met her a few times, and then when they were supposed to take her home, they made it very apparent that they couldn't afford the medical thing. So she has allergic skin disease. Monthly cost at like
Quite
approximately
expensive.
like 50-60 quid a month.
Yeah.
And the owner says that they can't commit to that. So then she got put back on the website, and that's why we saw it. And I was like, right. I was like, what exactly is wrong with her? Like, what is this? Is this stress related? Is it food related? There was like, we don't know. There was like, we as a charity cannot afford to run the tests on her.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it's situational. The past owners that brought her in never mentioned anything about it. It says that there's nothing wrong with her food or anything like that. The reason why they brought her in is because they said they didn't have time for her anymore. She implied that it was kind of like a cold handoff kind of thing. It weren't like
it was like, here she is, see ya.
Yeah, kind of thing. That's what was implied to us. Yeah, no. So a few days later, me and Max went back and met her again, and we was like, so she has now, and they was like,
yeah,
let's get her, and you can take her home. And they gave us some food, and then we was like, how am I going to move? How am I going to move and have a dog? So I was thinking, I'm going to be going to the studio for the first time with my new dog. So I thought,
that's quite nice.
It is nice, but ideally, in an ideal world, I would have liked to got settled first, but things happened.
Yeah, life gets in the way, and that's how you
surprises.
can't plan.
She really enjoys it. She has a crate, because she's crate trained. She has a massive crate at the studio that she lies in, that's her own little room.
Gets a little cozy.
Nice little cozy space. Yeah, no, so I think, but then, so moving into the studio.
Yeah, moving into the new studio.
Sorry, I got tangented by a dog, of course.
Don't you worry, I'm sure we all love hearing about dog stories. I know I do.
Yeah. So, so we moved in, ended up painting it with my friend Sophie, who will be on the next episode. Spoiler alert.
Here's a juicy spoiler alert. Sophie, if you're watching, see you soon.
She will be. So Sophie helped me paint and helped me like get some stuff sorted for it. She was a massive help with it, and I'm very thankful for that. But so moved in, painted everything, moved in, and it was just, the environment was different. The environment was full of creatives. There was a cafe there, and I'd go and I'd just sit down and I'd chat with people. Like, obviously I was super nervous to begin with, but everybody was like, hi, I'm such and such body and I do this, and hi, I'm this person and I do that.
Yeah, that's
and
so
I was
nice
like,
compared to the other.
And I kind of illustrate things and make things, and it was nice to kind of have people discussing art around me, because I've not had that since uni. Do you know what I mean? And it was nice to be like, oh, I have this problem, and we can ask this person, or oh, you know how to do something that I don't know how to do. Let's talk about this, or something like that. And it's been a massive help. And obviously, an hour and a half walk there, and then Max picks us up. So me and Luna have a nice walk in the morning.
To kill two birds with one stone.
Exactly, a nice walk. So then by the time she's getting to the studio, she's knackered, and she's just like chilling in a little crate, having a little nap, and then she wakes up about dinner time, has the lunch, and is like, right, yes, in a bit. Sometimes she can be quite needy because there's another dog that is outside, and Luna's she's not dog aggressive, but she's just very bouncy. She's a staffer. She's a very bouncy, excitable staffer. So other dogs, little yappy dogs, she's like, don't yap at me, I'm in charge. I really enjoy it, and I'm still able to get that work-life balance without the sacrifice of being lonely, because there's always someone that I can speak to, and it's open. I can go in whenever I want, like I have the key, and it's all locked off, and the insurance is better because it's a not-for-profit thing. Everything's in there is insured. But I really, really enjoy it, and I think it helps. The walk helps, which is something that I didn't have in the other place, because I wasn't really getting any exercise, because I was getting dropped off, whereas now I'm walking. So, it does take me an hour and a half, and my days do start a lot later, whereas like usually I'd get to the office at 9 o'clock, whereas now if I set off at 9 o'clock, especially because it's dark mornings,
it's
set
horrible.
off at 9 o'clock, I'm getting there at 10:30, so my day is starting at 10:30, which is a little bit later.
But it's nice though, because you can kind of ease yourself in, and some office jobs start at like 10 o'clock anyway, don't they?
Exactly, and it's nice, and I would have to do that anyway, really, because I'd have to be walking Luna no matter where I will go in, so I would have to get that walk in.
I guess in the summer though, when the mornings are lighter, you could set up earlier. That'd be nice. Oh, that'd be so nice. You've not experienced that, have you? Like a nice big sunny day.
Nice big sunny day. No, she's experienced the first snow. me and Max have made the decision that Luna's life started when we got her. It's like, oh, this is the first Christmas.
Oh, yeah, of course. I forget.
So, yeah, she really enjoyed Christmas. She had a little Christmas sweater on and she got some really good treats. Yeah, no, so we've got a little bit off tangent, but not really. So we paid for an allergy test and now we know what she's allergic to, which is pretty much everything. Allergic to grass, wood. It's
everything.
Food, yeah, most foods. But like she's allergic to like gluten and rye, but like most gluten-free dog treats have sweet potato in them, but she's allergic to sweet potato. So it is expensive, and she's at the vets every month having checkups for like her ears or like ointment for things because she's a white staffy as well as the skin condition that she's got. She's more prone to stuff, so she's more prone to like bad ears, and her skin is very thin.
Is she more prone to like burning? Because I know that white cats, you have to put sun cream on the ears.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put sun cream on her in the new year. Yeah, she learns a lot of things, but yeah, no. So she really enjoys the studio. She enjoys the walk, and it's nice to speak to everybody. And I'm still able to keep those boundaries. Obviously, over Christmas, I had less of a routine, and I really felt that affected my mental health over Christmas because I didn't have a routine at the studio. Whereas now, I'm getting back into it. Like I'm going now. I'm only going there 3 days a week, but it's still like 3 days a week. That's like, do you know what I mean? Like a lot better. Yeah. And I think as well it'll help with less pressure because I'm not got the shop to look for. Like I've not got, I need to go there tomorrow because that needs to be shipped off tomorrow. But actually I had this in mind or I had this planned. Whereas now I feel like I'll want to go to the studio more, and now because it's not storage space, I can make it more like a nice design space and a nice studio where I just need my laptop, and maybe I might get like a little sofa for Luna to lie on or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited to make it my own and make it my own space. That being said, maybe when me and Max move out and buy our own house, I might think about having an home office. It all depends on where I am mentally, I think.
So I know that you sometimes, so obviously you said 3 times a week, obviously 1 day a week, every other week you're here at my place doing this. But I know that you work from home sometimes. How do you find that?
Hard.
I
struggle to get things done.
Yeah, is it because like why is that? Like, what is it that you find hard about it?
I struggle to get started because I've not got a solidified starting time. When I'm at the studio, I go in and I'm like, right, work mode. Whereas I'm like, I've just made myself a cup of tea and I'll get myself some breakfast. And then I'll do this and, I'll just have a little look of TikTok for a second. Or, I'll do this. Or, I've got these emails to thing. And then Luna will come in and then I'll be like, do you want to go outside? I'll go on then. And then I'll stand outside for her. And then she'll be wanting to play. Whereas Luna's in different modes when we're at the studio. She's like, no, mum's at work now. I will just play with myself. She kind of with myself. She kind of plays with the ball and she's learned how to like flick the ball up in the air and kind of
so she can play catch with herself.
Catch by herself, bless her. But then when we're at home, she's like, oh no, everybody's at home now. This is chill time.
Yeah.
So I do find it hard. That's it. Like I don't know if I would be able to go back, but maybe when we get our own space, I will be able to. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'll feel because like I said, when I first moved into the office in February, I thought that was it. That was like, this is perfect for me. Whereas then it became very apparent after a few months that it weren't what I was looking for, and this is what I was looking for. Potentially in the future, we could get somewhere together.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm a bit weird, so I feel like I need to be around people, but people distract me as well. So I don't really know how it would work. I have no idea.
Where I am now, everybody knows kind of like you don't just walk into somebody's studio. Like if someone wants to speak to you, they'll knock or they'll wave or something.
So that's what I feel like I need. I feel like I need to be in my own space, but people are around.
Well, people are there and people will respect it. Like if you wanted to put something on your door that was like, do not disturb doing X, Y, and Z, they will respect that. And it's a very inclusive environment. It is aimed toward low income and people with disabilities. So there's a lot of things that are there for people, a lot of people with mental health issues, and a lot of people with like learning difficulties. I don't know if learning difficulties is the right word. People are on the spectrum and people with like ADHD and stuff. So like everybody's very like apparent and everybody's very aware of like other people's
boundaries
in the way people work.
Yeah.
And like, I'm very apparent being like, I don't like people encroaching on my space. It makes me uncomfortable. And I've said that. I was like, guys, like, I'm super friendly, like, and if I'm down to have a chat, I will have a chat. But sometimes when I'm working, I just need to be left alone. And everybody's like, fair enough, we get that. Like,
yeah,
if you invite us into your studio, we'll be happy for that. But then also, if we see that you're working, we'll just kind of leave you be.
Yeah.
And everybody's very understanding of that, and I think you get that in most like creative spaces, and everybody's there does like different things. So there's like animation people, there is a performance artist, but some like proper contemporary artists, there's some small businesses, jewelry makers, the owners of it, he builds motorbikes, and that's dead cool. And
that's
the
amazing,
owner's wife makes cards, so that's, and she runs the cafe, and it's just it's honestly such a nice environment. And I would